Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. The civil rights leader would have been 95 years old. The Georgia clergyman spent years leading nonviolent protests against Jim Crow laws and pushing for voting rights for Black Americans. Dr. King was assassinated in 1968 in Memphis. He was just 39 years old. 15 years later, his birthday became a federal holiday, and it is often celebrated through acts of service. And joining me today, Martin Luther King III and his wife, Mrs. Arndrea Waters King. They lead the Drum Major Institute. It's a nonprofit community action group. Thank you both so much for being here with me on this very important day. And Martin, I'd like to start with you. We talked about today being your father's birthday, a day of service. When you think of his life, how would you describe his legacy, and also what would his message be today?
So his legacy, and one of the things that we talk about is the quest for freedom, justice, and equality for all humankind. The unfortunate part is we've not yet achieved that in many areas. He and my mother talked about the eradication of the triple evils of poverty, racism, and violence. Obviously, in those areas, and particularly as it relates to our nation, we're at a divided juncture. We have to find a way to bring people together. And one of the ways you do that is through service, which is why today, in conjunction with the NFL, we are launching a 5-year initiative to get 100 million hours of volunteering service, largely for young people, but not just for young people. I believe in service. People work together. It does not matter what political affiliation you are. It does not matter what your age is. It does not matter what your religion is. You come together because you want to do something bigger than yourself. And that's the climate we need to continue to create in this nation.
Yeah, that act of service that brings people together above some of those other divisive characteristics that we're seeing now, particularly in politics. Arndrea, it has been 61 years since your father-in-law delivered the I Have a Dream speech. And as a country, let's talk about, where things stand in the sense of the realization of that dream.
Well, I think that we are at a very critical juncture as it relates to the dream and the realization of the dream. It is no small matter to say that we have seen over the past few years, in too many instances, oppression being legislated. And I think that that is one of the reasons, as we were thinking about as a family, Martin, myself, our daughter Yolanda, what is our role? Because we truly believe that everyone has a role within the King legacy. So what is our role in helping to bridge these gaps, to unify our nation? And most importantly, what is our role in realizing the dream? And what we came to the conclusion of as a family is one of the best ways to do that, one of the best ways to honor Martin Luther King Jr. is through service. And with this 100 million hours of service that we will complete by 2029, we're going to be in communities all across the nation. Young people, possibly as many as 8 million young people, will have the opportunity to be a part of the change in which we want to see in the world. And what we know is at the end of that, we can say in unison and with great faith that we are much closer to realizing the dream.
Speaking of action and service, one way people can take action is by participating in this upcoming election. Tell me, what are the issues, Martin, that you think continue to separate us and that continue to be important to Black voters?
Well, one of the issues, there are so many, of course, is the fact that history is being removed from curriculums around the country. We should all be honored to know the history of all people. Or people that do not remember their history are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. Obviously, poverty is a huge issue that we as a nation are not yet dealing with. Economic inclusion as opposed to economic exclusion, which is taking place still so much. There's a huge disparity gap. We must find ways to address all of these issues.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.